I'm going to be showing you the rotation, the talent builds, the Pre-Bis Gear, including multiple options for Pre-Bis, and also the Biz Gear consumables, world buffs, and how to get them, etc., 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 about rogues in Phase 1 of Classic, especially for the anniversary realms. Let's get going. If you don't know me, I'm Javier, and I do every single spec in the game for retail and Classic, because I am a WoW-obsessed freak. So, let's start off with the talents then. We'll be putting 3 out of 3 into Improved Gouge, 2 out of 2 into Improved Sinister Strike, and 1 point into Lightning Reflexes. Most of this is going to be combat, and the build I am going to be showing you today is based upon using swords. Why? Because I think it's the best. Improved Gouge increases the effect duration of your gouge. Improved Sinister Strike reduces the energy cost, and then we get a little bit of dodge chance just to help us down later in the talent tree. 5 out of 5 is going into Precision, increasing your chance to hit with melee weapons by a whopping 5%, which is lovely, something a lot of classes don't have. Improved Sprint gives a 100% chance to remove all movement impairing effects when you do activate your Sprint ability. Very good for momentum and moving, of course. 2 out of 2 in Endurance, reducing the cooldown of Sprint and Evasion. And then we're going to go right down into Dual Wield Specialization, increasing damage done by our offhand weapon by 50%, because we will be dual wielding swords, of course, here. 1 out of 1 into Blade Flurry, increasing your attack speed by 20% on a 2-minute cooldown. In addition, attack strikes an additional nearby opponent. Very, very good cooldown. I'll be explaining this in the rotation part of the video. 5 out of 5 into Sword Spec, because we are going to be using swords here, giving you a 5% chance to get an extra attack on the same target when dealing damage with your sword. Aggression is going to be the next talent. Increases the damage of your Sinister Strike and Eviscerate. 2 out of 2 into Weapon Expertise. And 1 out of 1 into Adrenaline Rush. Adrenaline Rush is another great cooldown on 5 minutes, increasing energy regen by double. Well, it doubles your energy regen for 15 seconds. The 2 main cooldowns we get there is Blade Flurry and Adrenaline Rush. The remainder of the points are going to go into Assassination, notably 5 out of 5 into Malice, increasing critical strike chance by 5%, and 3 out of 3 into Improved Slice and Dice, increasing the duration. Slice and Dice is a finishing move that will increase, again, our attack speed by 20%. It can go up to 21 seconds with 5 points, and this is going to increase the duration by 45%, meaning you have to put up Slice and Dice less often, and therefore wasting less points. 2 out of 2 into Murder, increasing all damage caused against humanoid, giant, beast, and dragonkin, which will be very useful, especially in Phase 1 with things like Onyxia. 3 out of 3 into Ruthlessness, giving your finishing moves a 60% chance to add a combo point to our target. 1 out of 1 into Relentless Strikes, where again our finishing moves have a chance per combo point to restore some energy, and for our last 5 points, that is going to be Lethality, increasing the critical strike damage bonus of Sinister Strike, Gouge, Backstab, Ghostly Strike, and Hemorrhage. And there we go, that is the main build here. If you do want to get my build, by the way, and all my gear, points, etc., I do offer this on my Patreon, more on that shortly. Going on to the rotation quickly now. So when you open it, you're going to use Sinister Strike and use it again, building up those combo points, and then use your Slice and Dice. Then we're going to use our Adrenaline Rush cooldown, and then you're going to use Sinister Strike again. This is to build combo points. Then we can cast Slice and Dice again at 5 combo points to get up the maximum duration. Cast Sinister Strike once more to build combo points, and then use your Eviscerate if you have an excess of combo points left. Once you've done that, we then go into the actual main single target rotations. This is the opener here. Then what we want to do, number 1 priority, maintain Slice and Dice at all times, and then use Eviscerate to spend your combo points. Use Vanish if you have a really high threat and need to get rid of it. And lastly, use Sinister Strike to build CP, which is combo points. So we're using Sinister Strike to build combo points, we're using Eviscerate to spend them, and we're maintaining Slice and Dice. That's pretty much all we are doing here. For WoW's Anniversary Classic servers, I'm partnering up with Zygor Guides to bring you the fastest leveling experience you can get. Whether you're farming, questing, or gearing up in WoW Classic, we all know it can be a massive grind, but it doesn't actually have to be. With Zygor, whether you're exploring new areas, doing dungeons, leveling, or just farming mobs, they have got you covered for the fastest ways possible, making your life also as easy as possible in WoW Classic. Zygor can overlay maps for zones you haven't even discovered yet, adding waypoints and routes so that you know how to get around the map even easier. It could also help with gearing, whether it's which quest reward to pick, or if an item in your inventory is actually an upgrade or not. Zygor can also alleviate the stress of weighing out stats and options at every single step. And the same can also be said for talents. It can actually guide you in picking your talents at every single level, so that you can work smarter and not harder. Some of my favourite features, for example, are when farming mobs and doing quests, it can actually show you different locations, so that if a specific zone is full of bots or other players, you don't have to worry. You can go somewhere else. You could also skip parts you don't want to do, coming back and into the guides at ease for the fastest leveling experience. Use my code in the description with the link Javier for 20% off. Now moving over to the Pre-Bis Gear. What I've done here is I've put together a weighting system so that we can have know which pieces of gear are going to be absolutely the best and give us different options. So this is Pre-Bis, and if you do want to get this whole weighting system and you want to get my entire build with talents, gear, Pre-Bis and Biz and buffs, etc., etc., I have got a link to this again on my Patreon. If you would consider joining, it would massively help support the channel. No pressure, of course, and we do also offer VIP guidance, etc. in Discord for our Patreons. So, Eye of Rend on the head is the best one. I'm going to rush through these just because you can read, and I don't think it is helpful for me to blather on forever. Blackrock Spire upper with Warchief Rend Blackhand is going to be your Eye of Rend. And what you will see here pretty much is that we're going to have a few quests like the Azure Key for Rogue. That's a really great one. And then it's going to be Stratholme, Blackrock Depths, Scholomance, and Blackrock Spire are the main places you will be farming. If you do want to get gear quicker or know where to go, Atlas Loot here in-game is a really great way of seeing what bosses drop what loot if you ever forget as well. So that is for the headpiece. Mark of Fordring on the neck is the In Dreams quest in Western Plaguelands. Otherwise, it's Frisian in Black BRD. True Strike Shoulders on the shoulders from Pyroguard Embassy in Blackrock Spire upper. Blackrock Depths, Stratholme, etc. all have a few good options here, as you can see as well. Cape of the Black Baron from Baron Rivendare in Stratholme is your best bet here. There is, of course, some really expensive well drops as well that you can be buying, but do note, on my weighted point system even, you will notice, that still the Cape of the Black Baron does come out top. The Cadaverous Armour is the chest piece. It's a very low chance to drop in Scholomance, so I'm not expecting a lot of people to get this, but the Breastplate of Bloodthirst in Winterspring will give you this one, which is, of course, absolutely amazing as well. If not, it's BSU, no one says BSU. It's Blackrock Spire upper with Solikar Flame Reef with a Nightbrace Tunic, or you can get a Scholomance as well. Deep Fury Bracers on the wrists is a world drop. Shouldn't be too expensive, but if they are, Blackrock Depths, again, with Frisian, so you can see we're farming him for a few pieces here, is another good one. On your weapons now, Blacksmithing offers the best with Blackguard. There's a few very expensive options here for swords, but again, Baron Rivendare is one of the best ones, or Warchief Rend Blackhand. And again, we're farming these two for quite a few things anyway, so Skullforge Reaver could be a really good option from Stratholme, and Dalren's Sacred Charge could be from Blackrock Spire as well. Devil Saw Gauntlets, these are level working. The RBOE, if you are a level worker yourself, this recipe is the big elite dinosaurs, the Devil Saw gear in Unguro Crater. Very good for making money as well, that set, because it's biz for a few classes. The Molten Belt is, I do believe you get this from Molten Core itself, but I'm calling it Pre-Biz because the person who you're buying it off could have gone into Molten Core, but maybe you haven't. You might not agree with the logic on that being Pre-Biz, so let's say Blackrock Spire lower if you don't, and the Eviscerator as well. Again, Blackrock Spire, there is actually the Shadowcraft belt that can drop there too. The shift... Oh, hang on. Forgot legs. Play count leggings from Stratholme, again, very low. Again, Baron Rivendare drops the Shadowcraft pants. So that is the same set as well as the other piece I just showed you. So you could get a few pieces of this from Stratholme, which actually makes it even better for Biz. So Baron Rivendare, again, is a really good one to farm. Shift Walker boots from Moira Bronzebeard in Blackrock Depths. Again, Scholomance, etc. There's a few really good options here for rogues. And now moving on to rings, we've got the Pain Weaver band from General Drakasaf in Blackrock Spire. Moradon, Princess Feridress is actually a really good option here as well. There is the Princess's Surprise in Blackrock Depths, which gives you Magni's Will, and this isn't too bad either, but definitely not my favourite. For the trinkets, we have Black Hand's Breadth, which is only for the Horde, Blackrock Spire Upper, and then again, Hand of Justice, again from Farisian, so again, you can farm him for quite a few things. Lastly, for your gun slot, we have got a well-drop the precisely calibrated boomstick, giving 14 agility. Otherwise, Vosh Gajin from Blackrock Spire Lower, or Shadowhunter, that's the same person, from Blackrock Spire Lower, gives you these two options. So you could farm him for two different ones there in hoping that one of them will drop. And that is Pre-Bis. Now switching over to the Biz Gear, you can see quite a few things have changed. So, from Molten Core, on the head, we are going with the set, and the same is going to be for the pants. The same, then, is going to be on the shoulders, on the chest, on the braces, on the gloves, on the belt, on the pants, and the boots. We are pretty much going for everything, or in fact we are going for everything for the rogue. It is all best in slot. It's unlike a lot of other specs where it's actually not. It is for us rogues. We're going to be getting agility, stamina, strength, fire resistance, reducing the cooldown of vanish, increasing our maximum energy, healing the rogue when we get vanished performed as well. So pretty vital that we do get the set pieces there as biz pieces for a rogue. Onyxia is going to drop her tooth pendant for the neck. The Cabe of the Black Baron is still biz on the cape. Vishgag, the Bloodletter, is going to be the best sword for you, which is from Onyxia as well. And then Perdition's Blade, which is a dagger from Raggy Daddy. If you can't get that, especially if you are going dagger build, etc. If not, there is the Molten Core Gar sword that we take as well alongside Vishgag. What else haven't we gone through here? Band of Acuria is from Raggy Daddy himself. Quick Strike Ring is from the other bosses in Molten Core. This is all pretty straightforward. Trinkets are the same. Striker's Mark from Magmadar in Molten Core, increasing hit chance by another % there, so it is actually a really good item to get on the bow and giving you 22 attack power. Finally, moving on to consumables, etc. I want to start off with the world buffs you can get. Resist Fire. Now, this is a bit of an awkward one to get. You need to get a Priest, go into Upper Blackrock Spire, and is it Spellbinders? I can't remember what they're called. They need to mind control those mobs, and then they need to cast Resist Fire on you guys, the allies. So you need to mind control and then cast it on you in the Spire. So it's a bit difficult or annoying to get, you could say. Warchief's Blessing will drop in Orgrimmar whenever Rend Blackhen's head is handed in for the quest, and that drops in Orgrimmar a lot. Songflower Serenade you can get in Felwood by cleansing the corrupted Songflowers and then using the salve on them, but this does require a few quests to be done. Crier the Dragonflyer, the last one, is when people hand in a Onyxia at a capital city. Scroll of Agility is going to be quite a cheap one on the auction house, fingers crossed. Pretty easy to get there. We don't really have any good flasks for us rogues. The only one you can really get is Flask of the Titans, increasing your health. However, it's going to be very, very expensive. Food is Grilled Squid, increasing agility by 10. Instant Poison is pretty much mandatory for you as a rogue in raiding. If you're not sure which poison to use, it's this one. Elixir of a Greater Agility we can also use, and then Juju Ember will slightly increase your fire resistance as well, but only for 10 minutes, and you can get that as well if you wish. And that is pretty much it, guys. Again, if you want to get all of this including all my point weighting with my list put out here, so you can have a look at what items to get. That is all on my Patreon for every single spec in the game. And if you do want to get catapulted to 60 using Zygor, because it is so much more efficient, I actually use it myself all the time. I couldn't live without it. You can get 20% off with code Javier, and the link is in the description below for that as well. If you have any questions, etc. about that, or Patreon, or rogues in general, or any other spec, join the Discord where I can help you out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well, as I do retail and classic and cataclysm, so you can never miss any videos.